Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
Hey folks, we are back. Inside Real Estate, Mike Kruizinga, website InsideRealEstateRadio.com, InsideRealEstateRadio.com. Time for an insurance segment for all you folks out there. We've got Richard .tonihka here in studio. By the way, his phone number where you can catch up with him for all of your insurance needs, home, auto, toys, otherwise, 817-286-2002. That's 817-286-2002. Richard, what's going on today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. Let's school some folks out there on some insurance, and let's help them out. Let's look, better policies, better prices. We are here to help the people.
Yes.
And so let's get them some info and see who we can help out there.
Okay. I was working with a customer just the other day, and he just started a claim. And as we were walking through it, I did what I normally do. I told him, it's like, okay, before we put in this claim, I'm going to send 2 people to you. I made sure that he was okay, his house was okay, and that there weren't any leaks. There wasn't anything going on to where we needed to put in a claim today. Because if we're going to do what we need to do, but we do our due diligence, but to find out what we need to do.
Absolutely.
And so walked him through the steps, gave him a few different contacts to call. And as he's making the call, he's like, why? Let's just put in the claim. I was like, well, do you really want to do that right now? And he's like, well, yeah, I want this to get paid out. And I was, well, I do too, but I'm redoing my roof right now. I put my claim in after I had 3 people come out to check my roof out. I'm not going to put in a claim on myself or one of my customers if I don't think it's going to be paid out.
Right.
If the customer wants to do that, that's up to them. All I can do is advise them, lead them a little bit, and tell them what I would personally do. And this is what I do. So I had 3 people come out to my house, check out my roof, make sure that the damage that I thought I saw was actually there. Each one of them said, yes, this is this. I didn't tell them that I was the agent. I didn't let them know anything because I want an unbiased opinion.
Sure.
And these are the same companies that I've been using for a while, but the people that came out didn't know me. I didn't want them to know me because I want to see how they operate as well, because you're not always going to deal with the same person, but you may deal with the same company.
Right. Yeah. You want fresh eyes.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so sent them out, gave him the contacts. He went ahead and called them. And he's like, well, one guy said that I didn't have enough to have a claim. Another guy said it may be 50-50. And when I have people that are going to get the job tell me that, well, I don't know if he's got enough damage, you're probably not. You don't have enough damage to put in a claim.
Right.
And that's kind of what we talk through is in doing our due diligence. If all 3 of them come back and say, yes, there is enough damage here that we need to put in a claim, then that's what we do. And we do it right then and there. And he picks whoever he wants to pick. I don't lead or anything else with that. And because with insurance, you can pick whoever you want to pick. It doesn't matter. A lot of times it doesn't matter if they're licensed or not, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But like I told him, even with my own personal house, I didn't want it done straight away. I wanted for the storm season to end. There is no point in putting a new roof on your house at the beginning of storm season. I'm sure. Right. I'm sure all the people up in the Wiley area understand this. That yes, I may seem like I'm dragging my feet
mm-hmm.
for my customers sometimes because they want it done right now. But unless it's the reason I asked if it was leaking, if his roof was leaking, was
mm-hmm.
to find out, is there immediate damage? Is it going to make the roof any worse or anything, or
right.
is it going to do any additional damage? And then come in, and then that's when we take our next steps.
Yeah, because we don't need a new roof 2 weeks from now.
Exactly.
When the next storm comes through and it's even worse than the first one.
And a catastrophic loss doesn't really affect your rate with every carrier. Some carriers it does. And especially if you have 2 roof claims within a matter of weeks. I mean, usually within 3 years, but much less. I mean, oh my goodness, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, most carriers are going to say, no, I'm sorry, this isn't a risk that we're willing to take.
Right.
And that's why we go through and kind of do our due diligence. Now, if you have a hole in your roof, yes, you get on it, get it taken care of. But like I said, I don't ever like changing a roof at the beginning of storm season if I can do it. So back to my personal house, I'm finally going to schedule mine mid-July. Now, that's not to say that the claim hasn't been in. It's been in. It's already been approved. Everyone's already gotten back to me, and I know exactly how much I have to pay out. I know what I'm covered for. I know all that.
Right.
But at the same time, we've talked about storm chasers in the past. I don't want people that don't do this every day of their life for a living to do my roof.
Mm-hmm.
I want people that, I don't want people that are doing the storm chasing where they're getting day laborers to make as much money, and it's not the people that they normally use on their normal crews.
Right.
I want their best crew working on my house, and I'm sure y'all do too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's the reason when you see all these roofs being put up, I would advise you to wait your time if you can, because I want your best crew.
Right.
I want the best crews on my customers' homes that I can get. And when you've got every house in your neighborhood having a new roof, do you really think every house has their best crew out there?
Right.
Absolutely not.
No, because there's just too much. Yeah, there's too much that needs to be done, and you're absolutely right. And that's an excellent point. I think a lot of people probably don't even think about that, because as many new roofs are going on in the Metroplex, you're right. They're going to fill in the labor force with whatever they can get, and these folks may not even be roofers by trade at all.
Exactly.
And I mean, you don't want issues on the install, of your roof. It's your protection blanket over the house. You want that done right.
Exactly. Anything that's done to my house or one of my customers' house, I want the best people doing the best job possible.
Right.
And so, and I'm not saying that the roofers do this, but come on.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
They don't all have a workforce that can handle that many houses.
No, they don't. Not at all. Not by a large stretch. So you're absolutely right. And that's an excellent point. Yeah, I think a lot of people probably don't think about that at all. So yeah, I mean, if you do, it's one thing if the house is leaking, and it's got to be dealt with right then, right now, different story. But if it's not, then yeah, you might want to just, wait, and when they get to it, then they get to it with hopefully the best crew possible.
Yes,
absolutely. Good point.
Well, that's part of what I do is it's my job to think about this for my customers to make sure that when they call me, we already have a plan in order for them and their house and exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah, because making a claim isn't fun. It's stressful when it's a real legitimate claim. Not that you're just excited to get a new roof because it's hail season. Hey, it's it's like trading in your car lease every 1 or 2 years. Hey, time for a new roof. Let's go. I don't know, light blue this time. It's if it's a good legitimate claim, hey, that's stressful. It's a pain in the rear end, and it's just stressful enough. And
yes.
So you have a plan of action for all of these things, and take care of your clients the right way. And just talking about that story right there says it. Kind of says it all right there. Folks, we've been talking to Richard Tonihka over at Goosehead Insurance Agency, owner of, by the way, phone number to reach him, 817-286-2002, 817-286-2002. Give him a call for all your needs, not only homeowners insurance, but car, motorcycle, toy, anything you can think of that needs to be insured. I would call him because you're going to get a better policy at a better rate anyway. And look, you want to be covered when something happens. So, Richard, good talking to you again, and we'll be talking next week.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to it.
Same here. Folks, Inside Real Estate, Mike Kruizinga. See you in a few.